If you wanted to disabuse yourself of the notion that being rich automatically means that you're smart, all you have to do is spend some time listening to Elon Musk. As the judiciary presents itself as a bulwark against Trump and Elon's corrupt edicts, Elon took to Twitter writing, "If any judge anywhere can stop every presidential action everywhere, we do not live in a democracy." So, here's the thing. If any judge anywhere can stop every presidential action everywhere, then that is quite literally what a democracy is. Democracy is when a judge who's sworn an oath to uphold the law and uphold the Constitution can block an action, yes, even one from the President of the United States, which is illegal, corrupt, or unconstitutional. And when Elon complains that a judge can stop, quote, every action, that's not a reflection on the judge, it is a reflection on the president. If every action is being blocked, is worthy of being blocked, it's because every action is illegal. Again, not a judge problem, but a Trump problem, and in turn, an Elon problem, hence why he's so bent out of shape about it. In fact, the federal judiciary has quickly turned into the principal obstacle to this administration. So far, judges have issued temporary restraining orders, TROs, against nearly every action attempted by this White House, including the effort to freeze all funding, the effort to ban birthright citizenship, the effort to eliminate USAID, the raft of improper firings without cause, and access granted to Elon's Doge employees, which allowed them to access sensitive financial information from the Treasury. In fact, just this week, a federal judge in Manhattan extended the temporary restraining order that blocks Doge employees from accessing Treasury data. And I'm sorry, but the fact that the hill that these people are dying on is that some random billionaire and his gang of teenage stooges should have unfettered access to our most sensitive financial information is a testament to the extent to which they have lost the plot. Just try and imagine what the Republicans would say if Democrats granted some Democratic billionaire access to Americans' Treasury data. I asked Representative Garcia, and he didn't mince words.
Congressman, what do you think Republicans would say if a Democratic president was in office right now and basically gave George Soros unfettered access to pilfer all of our federal agencies?
I mean, insane. I mean, I think if Joe Biden or Barack Obama brought in the richest person on the planet, or George Soros or anyone else, and it just allowed them to do whatever they wanted with our information, they would be going ballistic. They'd probably be attacking the Capitol again multiple times. And so these folks are, besides being completely, in my opinion, insane in the way they're viewing the world, they are serious about destroying our institutions and our democracy. They want to fundamentally change not just the United States, but they want to change the world in the way they view it. Their view of the world, their view of our country is one where you take care of yourself and your family and screw everybody else. And that's a conservative principle that I just cannot support. I think what makes Democrats being progressive, I think the right way forward for us as a world and country is that we believe in taking care of those that need help the most. Yeah. That government is in place to help people. And that's something that unfortunately we're not at right now in our country.
Also within the last 24 hours, another judge, Amy Berman Jackson, issued a ruling blocking the White House from deleting CFPB data, firing CFPB employees, and transferring money from CFPB's reserve fund. I asked Elizabeth Warren about the prospect of the White House refusing to abide by these court orders, and here's what she had to say.
Okay, now you really are in constitutional crisis, right? Because as you know, we have 3 equal branches in government, and Congress gets to initiate these laws and write them up. President signs them into law and then is supposed to carry them out. And the courts make sure that the administration behaves legally. I mean, that's just kind of the basic deal. If Donald Trump decides, or if Elon Musk decides, I'm not doing it, I'm not obeying a court order, now you haven't just violated the trust of the American people, you literally have broken the Constitution. So that's what's at stake here. Right now, even Republicans for whom with an X-ray you could not find a spine in these folks, even those people, when get stopped in the halls by even media and stick a microphone in their face, they say, whoa, 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 on that one, obey court orders. And if you don't like the court orders, one of my Republican colleagues said, that's why God invented appellate courts. You go ahead and appeal, but you got to follow the law.
And as more judges move to rein in the executive branch's overreach, the more that they're going to agitate, lash out, and even refuse to follow court orders altogether. And Elon is doing his level best to normalize this type of behavior. He took to Twitter writing, "Federal judges who repeatedly abuse their authority to obstruct the will of the people via their elected representatives should be impeached." In other words, Elon's goal is to normalize this idea of retaliating against judges who, rightfully, strike down illegal orders that don't comport with the political agenda of this White House. This is the definition of anti-democratic behavior. All of which leads us to the brink of a constitutional crisis. I spoke with Congressman Jamie Raskin about that disparity, where the Trump administration is blocked from doing something, and yet they just do it anyway, and where that leaves all of us. Here's what he had to say.
The federal workers need to stay in very close touch with their unions and with the litigation that's going on, because we are winning in almost every case. In more than a dozen cases, there have been TROs, temporary restraining orders, and PIs, preliminary injunctions, issued against the Trump administration saying, no, you don't have power to seize the financial data of 300 million Americans at the Department of the Treasury and give it back. No, you don't have a power to sack 90% of the workforce at USAID and violate all the contracts you have and stop the flow of federal money that we've already appropriated and that's already been programmed. So we've got to stay on all of the cases in Congress. The Democrats, we're going to be filing amicus briefs in all these cases at the appellate level, and some of them we're going to even be trying to file at the district level to get our voices heard there. But we need to be supporting the lawyers and the people who are willing to take Trump to court, because we are winning. And that's going to be a really important part of filling that gap you talk about between what the rule of law says and then what's actually happening, because we're dealing with a band of incorrigible, lawless plutocrats who think that they can just control the whole U.S. government. And I keep thinking about what Steve Bannon said about Elon Musk. He said he's a truly evil individual, and he's part of this.
Steve Bannon, to say somebody is a truly harmful individual is really saying something.
Well, he knows that whole crowd, so he knows what he's talking about, and so that's quite a statement. But in the Silicon Valley, in that network of right-wing billionaire libertarian turned authoritarians, they are very open about the fact that they think that democracy is obsolete. We're living in a post-constitutional America. The Constitution no longer fits. And they are trying to get everybody ready for a techno-state monarchy. And in their writings about it, they suggest that seizure of the control of technology and computers and financial payments is the essence to moving from one form of government to another.
And so let's be clear, there will be more and more focus on these judges and the judiciary more broadly, but it's not because they're failing to follow the law. It is precisely the opposite. It's because they are following the law. And this lawless president and his billionaire handler don't like being told that their illegal actions are illegal. But while they try and intimidate these judges, we need just as many voices on our side supporting them as one of the last lines of defense against executive branch overreach. Trump may have access to Elon's wallet, but all the money in the world won't buy public support, and nothing is more powerful than that. And this administration is losing it on a daily basis with actions like these. Before you go, just a quick note, if you'd like to see more of my content, which is always free of advertising, sponsorships, and paywalls, please make sure to subscribe to this channel using the subscribe button right here on the screen. And if you'd like to support my work even further, you can grab a copy of my instant #1 New York Times selling book, Shameless, available for sale right now. That link is also on the screen. Thanks so much for watching.